Welcome. Throughout our lives, athletics or any physical activity plays an important part. But the problem with the modern lifestyle is that we take sports seriously during the early childhood until the later years of our lives. When we find it as a hobby, a boring exercise activity, or like a career to earn money. There are some favored sports around the world that people love to play. To describe popularity, we need several parameters. It covers the courts and stadium crowd, broadcast and online fanbase, follow-up social media. We can define popularity based on the number of funds available and the number of available endorsement deals. Here are the top 10 most popular sports in the world. 10. Golf. Fans, 450 million love for the sport, the United States, European countries, Japan and South Korea. Golf is all about the accuracy of handling the club and ball. In golf, to win, competitors have to hit balls in the highest number of holes by using many types of clubs in the least attempts. Golf may not be most played sport in the world but has a wide and a following that flows among the elites of our society like businessmen or celebrities. That's why this sport, like cricket, is well known as the gentleman's game. It's also a very calming game that is entertaining. And it's no surprise that in developed countries such as Japan, the United States, the UK, South Africa, and South Korea, golf has the largest viewership statistics. Although golf ranks in the last position in our top 10 sports in the world list. It has the most income and the biggest prize money for the players. Anyone with skills like that of Tiger Woods can become the richest sportsman in the world. Global fan base. In contrast to young people, golf is one sport that is more attractive to adult people. The international game has over 450 million followers, particularly in the US, Canada, and Europe. Golf does not fit well for the general public because of its accessibility. 9. Rugby. Estimated number of fans, 475 million. Primary love for the sport, USA, UK, Commonwealth. Rugby is a physically demanding sport with 2 teams of 15 players each. Attracting a large audience demanding a good dose of an adrenaline rush. Enthusiasts usually play this game in European countries and in areas where the British Empire took over. Players can play American football, a variation of rugby by 2 teams of 11 players on the rectangular pitch, which is known as football in the United States, and gridiron in other nations. One team attempts to charge with the oval ball in hands or pass it to another player to run towards the goal post by tackle or takedown. While the opponent team players will try to stop the charging player, at least 10 yards in 4 downs. Global fan base. Worldwide enthusiasts play it as rugby, but majorly, it centers the fan base of American football predominantly in the US. Football is the most popular sport in America, but in other parts of the world, this game has low popularity. The NFL in the USA is the most popular American soccer league. 8. Baseball. Estimated No of fans, 500 million. Primary sphere of influence, United States and Japan. Baseball is another sport dominated by the United States, with 500 million followers by participation. Back in 1876, the first sports league was established, and the game even today continues to grow. Indeed, on the street level, enthusiasts around countries such as the United States and Japan love baseball. Citizens in those areas love this sport, and many opt for a baseball career since childhood. The Nippon League and the MLB are Japan's and the United States' main leagues. Global fan base, US, Canada, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic. 7. Basketball. Estimated number of fans, 825 million. Primary sphere of influence, global. Basketball is one of the world-famous and the highest-paid sport with average salary around $7.5 million per year. We can again regard the United States as the birthplace of basketball. Basketball is an exciting and skillful sport because you develop skills through regular practice and exercise in your backyard, driveway or open space. We can play indoor basketballs on flat and smooth surfaces while outdoor surfaces have a rugged finish to stand up against rougher conditions. Dr. James Naismith from Massachusetts started playing and developed modern basketball in the late 19th century. Today, we have established basketball into one of the world's most famous and highly paid sports. Michael Jordan could be a first-class example of professional performers who made his name globally synonymous with basketball. Global fan base: there are around 825 million basketball fans. The popularity among the fans is primarily among the US, Canada, Philippines, Japan, China. 6. Table tennis. Fans: 875 million regions where the game is played, global. Table tennis, also known as ping pong, is an indoor sport that began in England, and in which 2 to 4 players hit a lightweight plastic ball back and forth with a wooden or plastic racket. Nearly all sports clubs in all countries in the world play this game on an amateur level. Table tennis is not a sport with many talent display platforms, but as a hobby. We enjoy this indoor competition all over the world, and no other sport can compare with it in terms of sheer excitement. Besides, professional table tennis is limited to countries such as Indonesia, China, India, and Malaysia. Global fan base: table tennis enthusiasts are spread across the globe. The community of over 875 million fans all over the world is large, with millions of hobbyists, amateur players, and professional table tennis players. 5. Volleyball. Number of fans: 900 million fanbase regions, Western Europe, North America. Our favorite beach game with friends is here. Another US origin game of the late 19th century is yet very simple but an exciting game and places specific needs on the player's physical strength and engagement. Approximately 900 million people worldwide regularly play volleyball. Enthusiasts typically play this sport both in the indoor stadium or outdoor field. It is the 5th most popular sport with the many registered affiliates federations. Volleyball, with few and strict rules, is an incredibly easy and enjoyable game. It's all a ball and a net you like. Organizing committees for the Olympic Games launched volleyball in the Olympic Games in 1964. And its transition on the beach was a significant kickoff for its sped-up popularity growth worldwide. 4. Tennis. Number of fans: 1 billion. Demography of fans, global. Lawn tennis matches attract the crowd with spiking popularity when the tournaments begin, which also makes it the first entry to our top 10 sports list that hits 1 billion in the number of followers. The doubles variant of the sport, 2 players versus 2 players, is also very famous worldwide. The game is played in all Asian, African, Oceania, Hispanic and North American nations. Some top tournaments include the Australian Open, the French Open, the Wimbledon Championships, and the USA were the 4 Grand Slam tournaments. The game is developing at a quick rate in Asia, and it won't be surprised to see that tennis ranking higher in the future. Fan base: tennis has a large worldwide fan base. Although in developed countries it is more widespread than in developing countries. Tennis superstars, such as Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, are well known worldwide, attracting hundreds of millions of fans around the globe towards the sport. 3. Field hockey. Estimated no of fans: 2 billion. Influence: Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia. It has been around since the 3rd century BC, and the performers have transformed playing rules styles over time accordingly. Field hockey attracts fans from Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. For many young people, this growing sport has become a mainstream obsession. We can play it on several types of surfaces, including dirt, grass, and floor, which provide a variety of game styles. The specifications for field hockey depend on the level of play, but the equipment used is the same. A very popular sport in the Commonwealth, it has similar gameplay and rules as that of football. But the only difference is that the ball is much smaller, guided by an unusually J-shaped bat rather than the player's feet. If we include other variations like ice hockey or floorball, overall hockey could be the most popular sport in the world. 2. Cricket. Estimated number fans: 2.5 billion. Sphere of influence: the UK, Commonwealth countries like India, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, Bangladesh. Ranking second between the top 2 was a difficult task, as the sheer fan following between these 2 competitive games is very high. The game has a fan base that records 2.5 billion people worldwide. But also, there are many countries in which people do not know what cricket is. The Indian subcontinent, South Africa, Oceania, the Caribbean, and the United Kingdom are the countries where cricket is the most played, both on street and professional levels. India-Pakistan's longtime rivalry is not just limited to sport and is one of the world's most watched competitions worldwide, followed by the FIFA World Cup final and the Spanish El Clasico. Cricket is like a life and death issue for the fans and the players in the areas in which they play it. The 4-year Cricket World Cup is known to be a highly watched and expensive global event each year, and the best team on all occasions is Australia, England, and India. While some global superstars who are also the richest cricketers in the world rank in this sports rank among top global athletes. Global fan base. Cricket's fan base is limited to certain nations. This sport is not that popular in the US, most of Europe and most of Asia. Yet, people from some major nations play this game with the utmost joy. Cricket has the world's second largest number of fans, with about 2 to 3 billion people. In India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, West Indies, South Africa, and in Australia, cricket is the most watched sport, sometimes only watched sport. Around 2.5 million people worldwide viewed their TVs in the 2015 Cricket World Cup. 1. Football. Estimated number of fans, 4 billion. Sphere of influence, global. Okay, the most famous and most watched sport in the world, association football or soccer, shouldn't be a shock. Many historians say it started in China, whereas others suggest that the Greeks and the Romans invented the game. However, to the modern interpretation of the play, we can trace it back to England, which is the sport of today. The number of followers has been so high that every second person in the world is a fan of football, mainly because it only needs a ball and a decent ground. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe and click the bell notification for more upcoming videos.